Hey, I am Kaylin and welcome back to my channel, and I am doing the My Life in Books tag, and I saw this tag done by Jen the Librarian and I thought it looked fun. I wasn't tagged in it, but I'm just doing it anyway. So it has about 6 questions, and they are about books on my bookshelf that kind of describe me, and I guess my life in books. So I will get to the questions. The first one is find a book for each of your initials, and my initials are KTO. The only book I could find on my bookshelf was this one. It's called Katy Perry, and obviously it's about the singer Katy Perry. It's got a lot of pictures, and it's just her story as she became a singer and became a star, and it's a lot of kind of colorful pictures, and I like Katy Perry. I like her songs, and this is the only one that starts with K. So that's for K, for Kaylin. My next initial is T, so I chose Thornhill, and this is a book by Pam Smye, or Pam Smee, I'm not sure how to say that, but this is kind of written in the style that like Brian Selznick uses. He does a lot of pictures and words, and kind of switches back and forth from pictures and narrative. And so this has kind of follows in the same style. It's got pictures and a story that go along with it. And I read this last year. It wasn't the best I had hoped for, but it starts with T. So that's Thornhill. My next initial is O, and so I chose One Trick Pony. This is by Nathan Hale, and it is a graphic novel for children. It's kind of a post apocalyptic story about robots taking over everything, and these children find a robot pony, and the pony kind of communicates with them, and they make friends with it, and it helps them to fight these robots. Now, these kind of stories, post-apocalyptic stories, are not really usually something I'm drawn to, but I like horses a lot. So, and the drawings were interesting, and just the story of the kids making friends with this animal slash robot was interesting. So, and it also just starts with O. So, the next question I have is count your age among the shelves. I am 36, so the 36th book on my shelf, I went from left to right, top to bottom. That was Sharing Chagall. This is a memoir by Vivian Jacobson. I got this book at a book signing in North Carolina when the author happened to be at the store. She was acquainted with Marc Chagall, the artist, and she worked with him, I think, for a number of years. And I've always really liked his artwork. It's very colorful, kind of whimsical, fairy tale like. It's got like flying goats in the air and things like that. So I thought it would be interesting to learn a bit more about him. I got the book signed, and I have not read it yet, but it should be pretty interesting. Next question is pick a book set in your country, city, or town. There are many books here set in the United States, where I am from, obviously, but I could not find a book set in my town in Wisconsin, so I cheated a little bit and picked a town that I used to live in or near, and that is Alligator Candy, a memoir. And this book is set in Tampa, Florida, and I lived in St. Petersburg, Florida, which is very close to Tampa. And this book is a memoir. It's about a man who, when he was a boy, his younger brother went out to walk to a gas station to buy candy for the two of them, and he disappeared. And it's the tragedy surrounding that incident that this man is writing about. It's very good. It's very moving. It's very sad. And it is set in Tampa. So the next question is pick a book that represents a destination that you would love to travel to. And I've talked about this book on my channel already. It is One Morning in Maine. I have always wanted to go to Maine, and I am going next month, so I'm excited for that. And this book is just kind of one day in the life of a family who live in Maine and go clamming. and take their boat to go to the local town. And this author also wrote Make Way for Ducklings. He's a popular children's author, draws kind of black and white grayscale drawings, and they're very good. And I really like this book, and I would like to read his other books as well. One is called Blueberries for Sale, which also I'm assuming takes place in Maine. So, and the next question is, pick a book that is my favorite color. My favorite color is aqua and fuchsia pink and turquoise and various shades of blue. So I couldn't really find anything aqua, which is kind of my favorite shade of blue, but I picked a book with a pretty shade of blue anyway that I like, and this is from the book Miracle in the Andes by Nando Parado. This cover is got kind of like a cerulean blue, I suppose you could call it. And this is the story of the plane crash survivors in the Andes, and it is told from the perspective of Nando Parado, who was one of the survivors who actually helped bring about the rescue of about 16 people that survived the plane crash. And one of my favorite books is Alive by Pierce Paul Reed, and that details the story, but this is more personal because it is written by one of the actual survivors. So, pretty blue color. And the last question is, pick a book that you had the most difficulty reading. And it's kind of hard for me, but honestly, I'd say the most difficult book for me to get through was the Bible. And this is the King James Version. I just wanted to know what was in here and what it was all about. I am a Christian, but yet I had not read the Bible before, so I had decided to listen to it on audio in my car, but it took me a lot longer than I thought I would to get into. I have issues with some of this, but I just wanted to know more and be well versed on the Bible. So I guess it took me longer than I wanted to, maybe several months, 6 months to a year, if I'm being honest, to get through. But I'm glad that I did, and it's still a reference that I will pick up to reference verses and chapters and hopefully gain a little insight into my own life. And so that is the book that I probably had the most difficulty reading. And that is the tag, and no more questions on that. But if you would like to do this tag, just consider yourself tagged. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you'd like. And I will be back with my next video. Have a great day. Bye.